Hello, good morning. We are going to work from the office today. I have an early appointment today at a cafe, at a very nice cafe, which I've never been before, and I also haven't got my coffee yet. I'm gonna grab it from there. And I thought it would be nice if I bring you along. So buckle up.
I get to work and I look 5 stars as Singaporean YouTuber, voicing our thoughts, just taking in what other people are saying. Just don't really have original thoughts. Writing has helped too. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't need to be pretty or aesthetically pleasing. Hi, good morning. Yesterday was okay. I had a good time at the cafe. I ordered sunrise latte, and the latte has a hint of orangey taste in it. So it tastes like a dessert for me because I like lemon poppy cake, and yeah, it tastes wonderful. I also love the fact that Grace and we were there early and had our morning coffee before work. I love doing that actually, but I just haven't been doing it much nowadays because I don't even leave my home. I don't want to leave my house. That's the thing. I don't wanna. So yesterday when I get out of the house, go to work, but before work we stop at a cafe and have this morning chat. It was great. It feels so good. I just wish that it wasn't a work day so that she can leave me there after our coffee session. I can read books for a couple more hours till afternoon. But then again, it was fun. So today I'm working from home. That's exactly where we are. And what I'm going to do right now is to bring you to my desk because my work time is about to start. I was just looking at my calendar today. I still got few stuffs to do before the weekend starts, and I gotta get to work, and I talk to you later. Alright, work stuff is out of the way. Let's talk about book. I have finished reading Old Girls Behaving Badly. I pick up this book without even bother to read the full review and finding the perfect review online to convince myself to start reading it. So I would say this book, at the end of my experience of reading it, I find it very uplifting. I find it so refreshing to see all the women characters in a book making friends to each other, building this beautiful friendship, and sail on an adventure together. So it's a cozy mystery of an older girl, as the title suggests. So Gina is in her 70s, Dorothy is in her 80s, and they were at a wedding to look for a missing painting and potentially catch a serial thief and Dorothy's late husband's murderer. Dot actually hired Gina to be her carer, but eventually convinced Gina to get on board with this mission with her throughout the week at the wedding. And I think this is a great choice if you are looking for something relaxing, something cozy, but you still want to work your mind and brain. I give this book 5 stars on Goodreads. I love it. While we are talking about reading, now that I am slowly getting out of the reading slump, I am trying to understand and reflect how did I actually do it so that the next time I fall into the same slump, I know how to save myself rather than waiting for months for not being able to start or even finish a book. That brings me to my next point. So this week I came across Hamsa Valley YouTube video where she talks about this article that she found on Substack. For a context, she's actually a Singaporean YouTuber. She's a sunbeam. She's lovely. She always makes me smile whenever she posts a video. She talks about books. She talks about womanhood, women confidence, and all that. And she said something along this line. Most of us don't really have original thoughts anymore. We just borrow them. We curate them based on other people's thoughts. We basically copy what we hear and what we think. And I remember just sitting there reacting to that post, and I was like, okay, wait, what? Because it is felt like she was calling me out. So I went on Substack to find an article that she mentioned. The author name is Feifei, and honestly, reading that article made me feel very exposed, and it got me thinking, because in the last few months I've actually been trying to cut out a lot of noise I stopped scrolling as much. I started journaling again. I pick up books now. But then when everything got quiet, I realized that I didn't really know what I'm actually thinking anymore. I don't know what is my own opinion is. There was just this weird empty feelings, and I don't really trust myself. And Fefe did say something in her article. It's so easy now. You scroll, you read something, you agree, you maybe reshare it, and then you move on. You don't really sit with that information long enough. And I think because for so long, you and I, we are kind of outsourcing our thoughts, just taking in what other people are saying. You kind of get shaped into what's more acceptable, what's easier to digest. And now with the era of ChatGPT and AI, you always can get the thinking done for you. And honestly, having your own thoughts without all these tools and inspirations around you can be a bit scary. What if people don't get it? What if things doesn't land as what I expect it to be? And I know part of me, I still want to just play it safe because it feels much easier, less to zero friction. But then I know at the back of my head that I will not be authentic. It will damage me in the long term. I won't be my true self. So I'm trying to do something about it. Since now that I have this awareness, I've learned something from the article. I just want to sit down with my own thoughts and owning it. I want to try to not rush to check what everyone else is thinking just because I'm afraid of having my own thoughts. And slowly, I want to relearn to trust myself.
I've made progress with To Kill the Mockingbird. I love the story so far. I've already hit the 100 pages mark, almost half of the story, and I'm loving how I see myself throughout the reading experience here. Yes. Can I speak to the people on the internet first? Hmm? Can I talk to the people on the internet, then I talk to you? Yeah? What's wrong? You want to sit here? Come. Come. One. Don't. Sit down. So where was I? So you make me forget my point, Bennington. I know this book has a lot of good reviews on the internet because it's a classic book, and I don't want to jog my memory to go and find out what is the review all about. But right now, talking about the experience itself, I also make some changes to the way I read. It's not just labeling them with the tabs. I circle the words, I write in the margin as well, and I even highlight some of the sentences that I like. I don't know whether you can see that. It's like I'm having a conversation with the characters and the author as if I am there with them, and it makes the story feel more alive to me. Having a conversations with yourself is an important part of the process to build your own thoughts, even though it feels small and it doesn't feel like it makes a lot of impact. But the more you practice doing this, the more you realize that you are shaping your thoughts into a certain values that you believe in. I'm now trying to journal out and brainstorm the idea for my next content. I have things that I have researched some of the points, but I want to sit down with my thoughts and really think it through first before I go online and get more ideas and inspirations from.
Writing has helped too. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't need to be pretty or aesthetically pleasing. And I'm not trying to make it pretty because this is not diary keeping. This is not creative journaling or junk journaling. I'm trying to hear myself, right? So if I have an idea, I put it down on the paper. If I finish a chapter, and sometimes, yeah, nothing comes to me. I'll sit here with a blank page. I literally don't have any opinions on things. That happens as well. And it is sad because I noticed that the first instinct, this is probably true to you as well. The first instinct is for me to grab my phone and search what am I supposed to think about the topic that I want to write or I want to think. And it is not a surprise to me because this is what we've been designed to do. from all this technology era that we're living in. So what I want to do is to practice to unlearn all these things so that I'll be able to relearn and hear myself so that I'll slowly, gradually have a self-trust again. Now that I've changed and made my coffee, let's chat. I think I had a really good morning today. I went for a walk and I came back and brought Paddington out to take a fresh air. I'm trying to train him to take a walk with me, like how I did with Louise, my sister's cat who used to live with me. But Paddington is very, very anxious cat and he wants to be out. He's very curious, but he just gonna grab you and claw you on your shoulder. Very terrible anxiety when he's outside of the house. I think it's gonna take a while until he get used to being outside and taking a walk with me. Other than that, it was great. It was a mellow kind of morning, so I really enjoyed this kind of slow weekend. And talking about that, taking a walk really helps because when writing doesn't help, reading doesn't help, you gotta move your body, friend. There's actually this science thing called co-regulation. Basically, our nervous system kind of settles when we are around other people, other being. If you have fur babies, go hug them. If you have a family member, just go and talk to them. So even just talking to someone or being in a space with the people or beings that make you feel safe, your stress level will drop and your brain regulate itself so that it will be easier for it to think again. And that's also why I think therapy is also important and can be very helpful. It's actually a kind of structured space just for that. You can talk things out, you can regulate yourself in the session and slowly making sense of what's going on in your head. It's like a muscle, right? You gotta work to get that muscle. You gotta be consistent, you gotta have that awareness. I think thinking for yourself is not a personality or a trait. It is actually a skill that you can learn. You can unlearn all the skills of absorbing information from the internet and relearn to how can you be more present and listen to your own thoughts, because our millennial brain has been in this state for a very long time. You have to trust the process and do not beat yourself up if you fail on the very first time, as you will gradually earn back your ability to think and not relying on the comments and reviews and consuming everything from the internet. Well, I want you to walk away to realize that some days it works, someday it doesn't. Gradually, I'm becoming more honest with myself, better in thinking, having my own thoughts and listen to it before I actually go out there to validate them. I just have to maintain the momentum and practice. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna end this video here. Thanks for the ride. I hope you learned something. And remember, friends, everything is workable. See you in next video.